Hey guys, Chris Haydon here with another DVD and Blu-ray update. So the 14th of May today, and I'm doing a very quick one. I've got quite a lot to cover, but I'm going off to Cannes in a few days for the film festival, so I haven't really got much time to do one in between. So I'm going to just blitz through these. More Blu-rays, so you're lucky, Blu-ray fans. First off, Americans quite often bang on about Best Buy, you know, they get X rentals at Blockbuster and they get really cheap DVDs, and there's not really that many places in Britain. Fear not, CEX. CEX is amazing. They've got a website which is cex.com, I believe. I live in Kent, and there's a store in Canterbury, and I just blitzed it the other day. So I'm going to run through it. This entire pile cost me £6. So first up is Jersey Girl, Kevin Smith film. It's not that great. The box is a little damaged, but it's fine. It's got all right extras. 70p, I think it was. This was Prince of Persia, which was quite a funny story behind this, because I don't like this film that much, but I'm trying to collect all the Jake Gyllenhaal's movies. It was priced as £3.50, which is one of the more expensive films they sell. But when I bought it and got home, I put it on my DVD player, and they'd given me a digital copy. They hadn't actually given me the DVD, they'd given me the digital copy disc for your PC for iTunes. So obviously it wouldn't read in my DVD player, or my PS3, so I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. So I took it back, and they apologised, and they replaced it and put the actual DVD in, and they gave me my money back. So I actually got this piece of shit for free. So it's another thing in my Jake Gyllenhaal collection I forget about. Next up is American Teen, which I saw this at London Film Festival a few years ago. This is a great documentary about all the gender stereotypes that are inside of American films, and particularly American cliques in teen movies. It looks like a really trashy rip-off of like American Pie or something, but it's actually a really heartwarming documentary. I thoroughly check it out. I paid 75p for this. Next up is Gone Baby Gone, which I did already own, but I had it on some crappy knockoff DVD I got from Spain when I was like 18. This cost me 50p. The actual disc is a rental copy, which is a bit annoying, so I don't like that, but the box is not, and it does have all the extras, so quite a lot of extras, which I was concerned that because rental copies don't always have the extras. But yeah, I paid 50p for Gone Baby Gone. Next up, if anyone's seen this, please let me know, because I haven't watched it yet, but I had to buy it because it was 25p, and just because I've never heard of it. It's called The Perfect Score. It's an MTV movie, but it stars Chris Evans, babyface Chris Evans, and a slightly emo Scarlett Johansson. I just had to buy it. It's got some NBA player in it as well. Oh, and it's got that prick, I think he's in Fast 5. It's a rental copy, although the actual disc is not a rental copy, so that's a bit strange. I haven't watched it yet, but it looks really amusing. And yeah, so if you've seen The Perfect Score, please let me know, because I've never seen it in any shop before. Next up is Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Most people have seen it, most people like it. I'm not really going to talk about it much. This was 30p. Wonderfully good condition. Disc is perfect, the box is perfect. No qualms with that at all. Next up is a film that I think is staggering, and not enough people have seen it. It's called Junebug. It's got a very young Amy Adams in it, and a reasonably young Ben McKenzie, Ryan from the OC. This is probably one of the more damaged ones I bought. It's got a slight hole there, but this was 50p for a 2-disc edition, a nice edition with lots of extras. This is a wonderful film. It's by Phil Morrison. If you haven't seen Junebug, watch it. It's delightful. Yeah, I thoroughly recommend this. And finally is Road to Perdition, the Sam Mendes film. Disgracefully, I've not seen it. I will watch it. I love Sam Mendes. You know, I think American Beauty is one of the finest films in God knows how long. The Road to Perdition is supposed to be great. I've not got around to watching it. I was going to buy it on Blu-ray and HMV for like £6 or £7, and then I saw it in CEX for a quid, and I was like, oh, sod it, I'll just get it on DVD. It's got a lot of extras, which is quite nice. And yeah, I've heard very good things, so I look forward to that. So that was my big CEX pile. Oh no, I lied. I've got another one in shrink wrap from CEX, and that's Ella Enchanted. Now, in my last video, if you watched it, you'll know that I have a massive crush on Anne Hathaway. I love Anne Hathaway, and I'm trying to get all her movies. I've got most of them, but Ella Enchanted is one that I haven't got, and they had it in CEX shrink wrapped for 50p. Shrink wrapped, so you know, not watched. I couldn't believe it. I generally couldn't believe it. That I put it in another pile because it was shrink wrapped. So yeah, I haven't seen it. It's supposed to be quite nice, and Christ, even Roger Ebert liked it, so it can't be that bad. Next up is Your Highness. Now, everyone told me, don't buy Your Highness, don't watch Your Highness, it's tragic. It's in my DVD player, the disc is not in there. They're like, don't, it's awful, you know, it's not funny, it's brainless, and they're right, it is brainless, it is stupid, but I thought it was really funny. Don't get me wrong, it's really badly written, like, the writing is dreadful, but I love Natalie Portman. I'm a big Danny McBride fan, and I liked it. I thought Your Highness was really funny. It's not perfect, you know, I wouldn't say it's great, it's not as good as Pineapple Express, but I really liked it. A lot of people have got problems with David Gordon Green. I don't know, for me he just does something right. I don't know. I liked Your Highness. Slag me off if you want. Next up, £3 in a supermarket, I believe it was Sainsbury's. The Long Good Friday, this is shrink wrapped. I have seen it. It's Bob Hoskins and Helen Mirren. It's like a traditional British gangster movie. Early 70s, I believe. It's great. It's absolutely great. I hadn't had it on DVD, obviously. I saw it for £3. I was like, I can't leave it. It's a shame that it's not got any extras. It's just the standard DVD and subtitled. But you know, for £3, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. All right, now let's roll on to the Blu-rays. Okay, so we've got a nice stack of Blu-rays to go through. First up, we've got The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. I rewatched it the other day. It is fucking brilliant. I mean, I hated the Noomi Rapace one. I think Noomi Rapace is fantastic as Elizabeth Slander, don't get me wrong, and I think she's a great actress, but I just found it so boring. It was like watching a fucking Midsummer Murders. It was so televisual. There was no cinematic finesse to it at all. And I love the books. I've read all the books, so this is amazing. Like, this is such a good film. I still found, even though I've seen all the Swedish movies and read the books, I still found myself getting lost in the action. I still found myself getting wrapped up in the story. The cinematography is absolute bliss. I mean, for a film that's 2 hours and 40 minutes long, and particularly dialogue based, this is riveting and beautiful cinema. It's quite a nice, you know, standard 2-disc Blu-ray set, reasonably nice slipcover, you know, yeah. Next up is King Kong, which is the augmented reality for the 100th anniversary of Universal. I've got this on DVD. I really like it. I understand why people hate it. I don't think it's as good as the original, but I think it's beautifully made. I paid about £8 for this. Now, the American augmented realities or the American updates, these Universals are much nicer than the British ones. Ours just have some shit thing. If you put your iPhone over the top of it, fucking King Kong comes out. You know, it's not. I don't think it's the set that we deserve. You know, the Americans are getting double discs. They're getting books and stuff like that, or fold out timeline covers. I've seen some on YouTube. They're beautiful. This is literally just a Blu-ray with a different slipcover, which is a little bit disappointing, but admittedly it is quite a nice slipcover. So next up is Passengers on Blu-ray. I do have this on DVD. Again, it's Anne Hathaway. I love Passengers. I think it's a great film. I think it's very underrated. It was on Blu-ray for £5, so I was like, oh, screw it, our update. Next up, still shrink wrapped, cost me £15. It's Warhorse, which is this is a HMV exclusive steelbook. It's quite a nice edition. Pretty naff extras, I'm not going to lie. It's got a documentary and some trailers. It's pretty poor for a Spielberg. It's also got a massive old fucking scratch on the back, which I didn't realise. Ah! That's annoyed me. Anyway, but it's a reasonably nice, it's a pretty nice steelbook. I really liked Warhorse. I thought, yeah, that it's got problems. I think it's, oh, sorry, I can't stop looking at that stab thing. That's really annoyed me. Anyway, it's not perfect, but I think it's beautiful, and I think it's just very. I just think it's just very beautiful. I think that's the word to sum it up. It is just lovely filmmaking. And I think Spielberg is he is the master of getting to your heart, and Warhorse will get to you. Next up, I saw this at London Film Festival. This is knockout. If you like Werner Herzog, and I love Werner Herzog, Into the Abyss is unbelievable. It's a staggering documentary about death row, particularly about these two guys, the names of Michael Perry and what's the other one called? Jason Burkett, and basically they're serving on death row for killing a couple in a double homicide, and it was really ridiculous. Like, they literally tried to nick a car. They were like trying to steal a sports car from somebody's house, and then the guy caught them, and then they killed that, and then they run somebody over, and then they drove back to the house. It was, you know, like, it was literally just like all they wanted to do was rob, and then they end up murdering two people, and now they're on death row. And this, Werner Herzog is, I think he's the best documentarian of our time. I really do. He asks such brilliantly comedic questions, for starters, but he has such this way of just being so like existential and passive, and the way that he speaks to people, like, they just fill him with information without him actually having to let anything on. Like, if you've seen any of his other works, like particularly like Grizzly Man or like Cave of Forgotten Dreams, you'll understand what I mean, but this is probably his most endearing and heart-wrenching work for a long time. He did do an accompanying TV series called Death Row, which I haven't got yet, but I will buy. But this is, Into the Abyss, is absolutely jaw-dropping. It is, yeah, it's amazing. Next up is another HMV exclusive. It's come out today, and that's Sherlock Holmes: Game of Shadows. They seem to be doing like a weekly steelbook, which I'm, you know, I quite like. Nice, again, you know. This is a triple play though, which is better than the Warhorse, because the Warhorse is literally just the Blu-ray, whilst this is the Blu-ray, the DVD, and the digital copy, and the ultraviolet, Wi-Fi, fucking, I don't know. Got a lot of extras, which is nice. I've got Sherlock Holmes, the first one, the Guy Ritchie one, on DVD, and I was like, oh, do I update and get it on Blu-ray and then get this one on Blu-ray as well? And then I decided no, I'll just get Game of Shadows on Blu-ray. This is great. Like, this is great. Guy Ritchie's redeemed himself with these two films. The rest of his filmography can just fuck off. Next up is In Bruges on Blu-ray. I paid £6 for it. It's shrink wrapped. I've seen it. I've got it on DVD. This is lush. I don't know why. It doesn't need to be on Blu-ray. I don't know why I bought it on Blu-ray. I think it was literally because it was £6. But I'm not going to talk to you about this because you know all about In Bruges, right? And finally, I deliberately left this till last. This came out today. Do yourself a favour and go and buy this film, okay? Just buy it, alright? Shame. If you see a film better than Shame, a film that affects you more than Shame, and a film that completely owns you more than Shame, I don't know. This is one of the most breathtaking, heart-wrenching films I've ever seen. I saw it at London Film Festival last year, and it just left me absolutely knocked out. I didn't know what to say, I didn't know what to think, and for months after seeing it, that's the score just raped my fucking brain. Shame is an absolute masterpiece. Like, too many films are called masterpieces. This is a masterpiece. Now, a lot of people are scared by it. A lot of people in America will, you know, got the NC-17 because it's very sexually explicit, and people were like, oh, you know, maybe not Shame. Just watch Shame. It is one of the most important films, I think, in the last few years. Michael Fassbender, who I've met and is a lovely man, is sublime, and how he didn't get Oscar nominated is despicable. Like, fucking disgusting. It's on a par with Nolan not getting nominated for Best Director for Inception. It's literally a travesty. And Carey Mulligan is electric in this film. I like Steve McQueen very much. I think he's a bit of an arsehole. Look, I did meet him and I wasn't particularly impressed by him, but I think Hunger is a great film, but Shame is... literally. I'm going to go, once I've turned this off, I'm going to watch this, probably cry like a little bitch, think about it for 3 days, go to gym, cry a little bit more, and then go to bed. Anyway, so that's my DVD and Blu-ray update. I probably won't do one again until I get back from Cannes, but I'm sure when I get back from Cannes I have a lot of things to tell you about, so keep in touch. If you like what you're seeing here, please subscribe, and you know, leave me some comments. If you've got any reviews or any of the films that I've just thrown through, let me know. I'd love to hear your feedback. And go buy Shame. Alright, boys, take care. Boys? Why did I say boy? What the f... Alright, boys. What am I? Alright, boys. Fuck me, that was gay, wasn't it? Alright. We'll see you later, kids. Fucking hell.